And we're live. Hi there, I'm Suzette. I am a digital business owner, and for the month of March, I will be doing several interviews every week. I will either be interviewing someone or someone will be interviewing me. Today, actually, I forgot. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, wherever you are watching from, whether you're watching the live or you're watching the replay. So tonight I will be having one of my business partners. We've only met once before, and she's agreed to let me interview her. Her name is Atoya. So I will bring her on now, and she can tell her story.
Hi, Suzette. Thank you so much for having me tonight. I am really
No
honored to
problem.
be sharing with you. And yes, as Suzette said, I'm a Toya. I am a mom. I am a wife. I am a finance professional. I'm a chartered accountant, actually. And I'm also a digital business owner. And as Suzette mentioned, like we're both, partners in this thing, really just trying to set ourselves up, set our families up, and we are going to talk to you tonight about what we're doing.
Yes. Okay. Thank you for that, Atoya. Okay, so first question. How did you first discover this business?
Well, funny story. So,
Mhm.
whenever I get asked that question, um, I am always saying, my situation was the reverse. So, this business actually found me
Okay.
because I was not a social media person, right? So I wasn't one of those persons who was scrolling on social media and found an ad or anything like that. I was the total opposite. So I was in the offline world. So you know how as moms we're always juggling a lot and we are always looking for more ways to stretch our dollar or more intuitive ways to figure something out for the family. I was talking to a friend of mine because at the time we had recently moved to Canada. I'm actually only in Canada 5 years now.
Okay.
And we had recently moved and we realized as a family that things were really different, here because we never had a support system like, family, parents, or anything like that. So we were on our own. And we realized that, yeah, this roses or the greener pasture wasn't all that it was hyped up to be. So um it was then that we're having a conversation about how do we stretch the dollar that we have, and how do we find other opportunities that we can earn. So that my friend and I were talking about this, and I was telling her my situation. I was working, my son had to be in daycare, so all my money was going to daycare and traveling, and I'm like, oh my god, it was hard. And so she said, oh my god, I have a friend that is doing this business. She says it's an online business, and she's always raving about it. And I don't know really what it's about, but she says it's doing good, and I'll introduce it to her. So I'm like, of course, like let me know who this person is, link us up, and let us talk. And really, that's how I actually found this business, because I contacted her friend and sat down with her and we had a conversation about what the business was about, and I was sold. Like I know it was all online. I was worried about that part, but I was like, you know what, it sounds like an opportunity that I could also take advantage of. And you know I really just jumped in from that day because I really wanted more. And
Yeah.
this opportunity was something that showed that there could be more that I could make out of life. And so really that's how I got into this space, right? So not like everybody else, but I'm still here.
Okay. So you jumped in. I jumped in too. I wasn't even sure what this was about when when I started. I just wanted more for myself.
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely. And
Yeah.
that was it, right? I didn't really need to know everything. I understood the basics. I understood the integrity of the system. I understood enough to have made that decision. And really, Suzette,
Right.
you and I, we're moms from the Caribbean, and we know what the struggle is like.
Yes.
And sometimes we do pray, for an opportunity or for things to come, fall into place. And sometimes when that's happening, because we are unfamiliar with the method that the Lord is using to get us there, we sort of
True.
shy away. But, I was like, Lord, because it's something that I've always prayed about, like, Lord, we need more. We need something different. And He was sending me different. So I was like, you know what? If this is really it, God, I'm ready,
Yes, I
So,
believe that the Lord has sent a lot of his people to this business because there's so many believers in this
yeah,
business.
yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely, absolutely.
yeah. Okay, good. Okay, next question. What challenges have you faced as a business owner?
So my biggest challenge, and I alluded to it earlier, I was never a social media person. So that was my biggest challenge, putting
Oh,
myself out there. And of course, we sort of dub ourselves like introverts, right?
yes,
And I was like that. I didn't like to be, in front of a camera or talking publicly or anything like that. I didn't like that piece, and so I stayed in my lane. Right.
right.
So my biggest challenge was really getting out of my head that this is something that I could do as well, and to really put myself out there, challenge myself to learn more, challenge myself to do more, and to get outside of my comfort zone. So that was my biggest, and it's a work in progress. I'm still getting there,
Yeah.
but
Oh,
that's
yeah.
my biggest challenge. I mean, the other things like, what to do on social media, I know I'm able to learn stuff. So I wasn't too worried about learning the skills required to do the business, because we have a training system that, helps us along, and we have people, coaches and mentors. So I wasn't really worried about that piece. My biggest thing was, all right, getting out of my own head and actually doing, this part, the videos, and putting myself out there. That was my biggest challenge.
Yeah, I think a lot of us have that same problem, whether we're on social media or not, because I was, not was, well, yeah. When I first started this business, I was pretty big into social media, but not making videos and being out there like that. And I had
Yeah.
to learn that too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's a big change, but you know what? As you mentioned earlier, it is the attitude that we have and the hunger that's gonna
yeah,
drive that change, right? So here we
yeah.
are.
Yes. Okay. Next question. What are your reasons for starting this business or your whys?
So we mentioned we're moms, right? I'm mom, and my so I've got a few whys. So initially, having moved to a new country, which was driving a need for change, it was the driving force was my parents back home in Jamaica, right? um they're aging, you know how it is, they're still working, and I didn't want that. We as children, they always invest in us, and you only feel it's right to take care of them, right? So that was
Yeah.
my first and foremost driving force, right? And then when I started having a family, when I had my son, like, he was the other piece of the puzzle, because he learns very quickly. He's very outgoing, like he's the total opposite of me. He's outgoing and
Okay.
fun loving, and he wants to be the life of the party, right? And I realized that he had a knack for a lot of things, and I wanted to give him that opportunity. But of course, the money can only go so far. So we were limited by that, not having the resources. And so that became my other driving force. Okay, I need more for him. I need more for, more opportunities for him. And so, that entwined with the fact that I wanted to help my parents back home. I'm the first for my parents, and I wanted to be that one to, contribute, and, help them to catch up wherever, and also to just really give them a better life. So my son, then, when he came into the picture, then I that drove me even farther. And I think what the icing on the cake, Suzette, for me, was when I realized I'm doing all this work. I'm putting out my all, going, because I work a typical 9 to 5 job back
Yeah.
then. my hours were never 9 to 5, right? I was at 12 to 12 or
Wow.
it was just ridiculous, right? I was always working because I'm saying, you put some more money in so that you can do the things. And I was at work, Suzette, one night. I was trying to meet a deadline. And a couple of years ago, my son called me and he said, Mom, I just called to tell you that I love you and good night.
Mhm.
And Suzette, listen to me. Me just sitting on my seat and me just bawl. Like I was bawling, bawling, bawling. I'm like, oh my God, what is this? Here I am trying to um make more money so I can take care of him, but I'm missing the
Right,
moments. I
right.
was not present. And that was like the kick that I really needed to get going on something else because it wasn't working. I was earning, I was getting paid good money or whatever, but then at the expense of my son and those moments with them. And these moments are priceless. You can't get them back, right? You cannot get them back. So
Right,
that
right.
was really the kicker. So my parents, my son, and then that kick to say hello, you've got to do something more. So here I am in the online space and just absolutely loving it because he's loving the time now that mommy is more free and everything. He's just taking advantage of that. So
Okay. Yeah, I find most people, their whys is their children. Even people who don't have children yet, they're doing this business for their future children.
absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Because I mean,
Okay.
the things, and I look back at my life and my growing up, the things that I remember the most, and I don't know if this is the same for you, Susan, but what I remember the most are the times when our family got together, however
Yeah,
simple it was. I
yeah,
remember riding on my father's foot, like I don't know if we had money, and to be honest, I couldn't even care, but he was there. You know what I mean?
yeah,
So
yes,
these are the things that the children are going to remember, and we want to make sure that we are setting them up, to have a good childhood, to enjoy their childhood, and to
yeah,
be present with them while they're doing it. So, yeah,
right.
absolutely.
That's right. Okay. Next question. How has this business helped you grow as a person?
So, Suzette, see, I'm here on this live with you tonight.
Mhm.
Hello. I can attest to the growth potential. Like, I would not sit in front of a camera and have a conversation or do a video or anything like that, or even talking to somebody, even on the phone or anything. I didn't have that level of confidence, right?
Right,
And I believe with the training, with the mentoring, with the coaching that is provided in this business opportunity, it has helped me to you know pull out. I guess it was there, but it never had a reason to
that's
shine.
right, right.
So it has now surfaced. It has now surfaced and serving me very well in this business. So that level of confidence, I would say, is like my number one growth that I will always allude to, because this was not Atoya 3 years ago. Like, you would not have a conversation. Social media, oh no. But the benefits of this, I have grown. I've exited my comfort zone and I continue to grow, right? So that's there are many benefits, but for me, like, that's my biggest thing, because it also helps me in articulating myself at work, in other social settings, whatever the environment. I'm no longer hiding behind, just having a drink in your hand and just walking around. You're actually involved in conversations,
Right.
right? So
Yes.
for me, it's pulled me out. So I'm thankful for that.
Yes, I have become so much more bolder because of this business.
Absolutely.
I like how you put it, how things were lying dormant and they just came out.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, the
We've got
amount
it
of
in
things.
us, right?
Sorry?
We've got it in us. It's just,
Yeah,
we need the right catalyst to pull it out.
right. That's true.
Yeah.
Okay. As a mom of young children, how will this business benefit your children and your family in general?
So with this business opportunity comes the ability to claw back time. And I say claw back because it's it's almost like I'm going down this hole with my job, and I have to be digging myself out. So it has allowed me already to be spending more time with my children. Now I have a little one, a little toddler, and you know how that can be. She's very, very, active, and at the stage now where everything is a learning experience, and
Yeah.
I am able to spend the time to be there. With my son, he's into basketball, and I'm able to go to the tournaments. Like, I'm one of the few moms hollering in the in the audience, right, supporting and cheering our children. So it has allowed me to, really have that freedom, and I'm looking forward to so much more. And of course, the financial benefit is, it goes without saying, we're doing a business. So of course the financial benefit is there, right? So that is helping me build that time, that intangible asset, as you would call it, as well as the actual monetary value. So and that is being poured into my family as I go along. So as I am able to free up hours, because I can cut some time here and there, it's going into their development, going into, advancing them, going into being at their games, their extracurricular activity. And the good thing about this as well, like, the finance start coming in, so those vacations, like, come on, Susan, so we live for the vacations, right?
Yeah.
So these vacations that, were sometimes a dream, we're able to accomplish them. Like this year we're planning, and I'm gonna say that you all will see, we're planning a big thing this year for our family vacation, and it is all because of, this opportunity. And fast forwarding to the future, I can, when I am aged, and I don't want to do this anymore, I can already set my son up or my daughter up to say, hey, this is something that you can, a legacy that you can carry on, without them having to start from scratch and reinvent the wheel.
Right.
So I mean, it's almost like an unlimited, resource that you're just digging into. So yeah, I mean, we're setting them up, and the sky is the limit for them from here, right?
That's right. And I'm sure your son is very happy when he's at his basketball games and he looks around and you're right there.
Absolutely.
Yep.
He does a little trick here and there just to show that, hey, mommy, you're watching me.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's loving it.
Okay, good. All right. What do you like the most about this business?
So there are a few things, Suzette. I'm
Mhm.
gonna give you maybe three of my top ones. So
Okay.
this right here, the collaboration, the teamwork, I love it. Like, I get to meet so many wonderful people, that I would not have any reason to interact with or to meet, right? Persons in my area, as well as persons around the world. So that is like awesome, right? I get to draw from other persons as well as pour into other persons, right?
Yeah.
it's a
Yes.
it's a give and take. So I am being mentored and coached, while I'm also mentoring, giving, helping other persons. So, and I don't know, but for me, like, when you are able to help somebody to achieve something or to move from one level to another, it is very satisfying. You know what I mean? It's not something you can put a price tag on, or, but it's very satisfying, because you're helping someone to be elevated from whatever
Yeah.
state that they are, right?
Right.
So I love that piece. Um, I love the fact that we have a system in place. Like, I love our training. Our training is so designed that anybody, like Atoya, who knew nothing about social media, could do it. So it is designed for pretty much anybody who is willing to learn or want it. So I mean, that is that. Not every opportunity comes with such a backative, right? The people as well as a training. A lot of I've tried other ventures before, and from day one me lost, because there's no support, there's no
Yeah,
aftercare, right?
exactly.
And you're really there to do it and figure it out on your own. So I love that part of the business. And of course, the flexibility, we talked about that earlier, and the fact that I can do it anywhere, carry it anywhere with me. It's like amazing. And oh yes, the automation, where while I'm sleeping, things are happening, and I wake
Oh
up to,
yeah.
like, oh my God, good news.
Oh yeah.
So I love it. Yeah, it's just
Oh yeah.
amazing, guys.
Warren Buffett has said that if you don't find a way to make money in your sleep, you will work until you die.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
100%. And I'm so
Yeah.
happy that even though I'm perhaps late to the party because several years have gone on my life, but I'm glad that I actually found this because, and this is why we're here. Like we're trying to let other persons understand that you have options. There are other, you don't
Yeah.
have to do the nine to
Yeah.
five until you die and you're not progressing. There are options. And you can do it with your 9 to 5 too, right?
That's
So
right.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Awesome. Okay. What advice would you give to someone who is considering starting this business or any other business for that matter?
So let me say, starting starting any business requires a mindset change. That I think that's the most important thing because we were conditioned, we were trained to go to school, get a good education, and go into the workforce as an employee. That's how we have been cultured, right? We were not taught how to think as entrepreneurs. So the first thing that you're gonna have to change if you're considering doing a business is you're gonna have to change that mindset. You cannot have the employee mindset or mentality. You have to understand that you're not just gonna show up and things just happen. Like you have to put in some work. You have to be committed to write it out. It's a business and it is not going to turn over overnight. It's not like you're starting today and you see your riches and increase tomorrow. You have to commit to, the long haul, the time, that it will take to build your business and to scale and to grow. So the mindset is very important. A lot of persons don't naturally have that mindset, right? So it's something that you'd have to intentionally change, intentionally develop. And that is what drives your success in this business. Because when you have that mentality that you'll stick to it and you'll continue growing and continue doing and continue trying, then you will have those successes and those victories, as I would say, from your business. So that is the first thing that needs to be changed. And then the other thing I would say to somebody who is looking for an opportunity, we are here presenting our business opportunity to you. Do your research, like find out the information. We have an information session that we host, which is no cost, right? All you have to do is save your spot by registering, right? And get the information. Like, and then when you get information, do your due diligence, check it out, research, do whatever you need to do to be comfortable with the information, and then you just move on. Like we have laid it out step by step where we'll tell you what to do next, but when once you get those pieces out of the way, then you can move on to the others. But I think those are two critical points: change your mindset, get informed, and then the next step would be take action.
Yes. A mind shift is definitely needed, or you cannot do this.
Yes, absolutely. Or any business,
Yeah.
right? Suzette,
Right.
any business, because even if you think about a traditional storefront, right? If you don't show up, what's gonna happen to your business?
Right. Gone.
Right. So if with any business, it requires that mindset change. And hey, who wants to do a traditional business in this age? I'm sorry, but online is where it's at.
Exactly. Yep. That's where the future is.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay. So that's it for my business questions. Now
Oh,
I have a fun question for you.
oh
I,
no.
I've started asking people these questions that I've interviewed. Okay. If you were stranded on a desert island and you could only have three things with you,
Oh
what
dear.
would you choose?
Okay, so I think that the first thing I'd make sure that I have or choose to have, since the desert island, some water. Probably that would be a good first
You
point.
have water all around you.
No, but if it's a desert, right? But it's gonna, and I'm gonna can't drink salt water. All right, so I'll choose water. Number two, oh gosh, I don't know. I wish we could have Wi-Fi on the desert and my phone, so I can still do my business.
Yes, exactly. I would choose my phone so I can do the business, but then I wonder how I can't charge it, so I gotta call for help quick.
That's true.
And I would bring my Bible and I
Yeah.
would bring chocolate because
But
I
if
love
you but
chocolate.
you know what? So you have chocolate, you have your Bible, and you have your phone. All right. I'll go with the water because chocolate gonna make you get very very thirsty. I'll go with the water. I'll go with my phone, and I'll go with Wi. I don't know how the desert go have Wi-Fi, but I need Wi-Fi because I need to run my business.
That's right. Okay. Good choices. Okay.
Awesome question. I liked it.
Okay, that's all the questions that I have for tonight. So on Tuesdays and Thursdays, as you see going across the screen, we have our workshop. I like to call it a success workshop at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. This is where you will see business owners talking about their businesses and their what got them to start their businesses and all of their success that they're having in the business. So yeah, tune into our success workshop Tuesdays and Thursdays, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It might still be going on even right now.
Absolutely. And
Okay.
I think that's a very good exit, Suzette. Like we've talked to you, we've talked about what we've been doing in this business and
Yeah.
how it's changing our lives. Now it's your turn. Like it's your turn to see, to come taste and see what's happening in the online space. So yep, without
Okay.
hesitation, sign up for your spot. Suzette mentioned it's going on right now, so you may not see all of tonight's presentation, but you can catch the replay, right? When you sign
Yeah,
up, we send you the link to the replay. So I mean, guys, information it's there. It's just for you to make what of it what you want.
that's right. And we have a comment here from Dudley. It says, Atoya has really grown out of her shell.
That's my husband. Thank
Oh,
you, Dudley, for watching. He knows because he sees it every day.
hi. Well, thank you for your comment, Dudley.
Thank you.
Okay. So that's all the time we have for tonight. Thank you, Atoya, for agreeing to allow me to interview you.
Thank you for having me, Susan.
So
I really
no
appreciate it. I love the
problem.
conversation tonight.
Yes, it was enjoyable. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, good night.
Good night.
Bye-bye.